Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the people's channel, home of the Bit Squad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all of the interwebs. No channel works harder to keep you in the know in crypto. All right, guys, today we are going to be discussing some pretty big and significant changes to the content on this channel. I think it's very important. We've been talking a lot lately. We got rid of all sponsored content. And we've been talking a lot lately about how we are going to be changing things here at BitBoy Crypto. The channel is growing up, and we're going to go through this process together. We are going to be moving to a place to where you are going to be able to take the information on this channel, and you're going to be able to wrap it up in a nice little bow, put it in a little box, and you are going to be able to change your financial destiny with this information. Or maybe you already have. Maybe you've already done that and you're just here because you still love and support what we do here and the fact that we're always trying to help out other people. So today we're going to be talking about a new way we're going to be looking at crypto and investing. Okay. So one thing you got to know about me, if you didn't know this already, I'm
extremely competitive.
Way too competitive. Now, in my older age, I've gotten a little bit better at this. I've been humbled a few times, so I'm not as braggadocious as I was as a youth, I guess you would say. One of the more famous stories about me in high school was I got suspended 3 times in one semester in team sports for fighting. Like, that's how serious I used to take winning and losing. I used to take it like it was life and death. And there is an element of that was extremely unhealthy. Absolutely. There is an element to being so competitive that, comes from a place of insecurity and comes from a place of, always feeling like you have to prove yourself and those kinds of things. I've gotten older, worked through a lot of those issues. I don't have that same stuff. But there is a light side. There is a good side to being competitive, which means you want to be the best, bar none. And I want to be the best at everything I do. I want the Bit Squad to be the best community. I want this community to know that I'm here for you and you are going to make money and you are going to do well in crypto. And I want to make the most millionaires in all of YouTube, all of the world. I want there to be more millionaires that watch this channel who started out as non-millionaires than any other channel out there. And I kind of already believe we've done that, but I want that to become extremely clear. I want you to win, okay? Now, one thing we're gonna be looking at and utilizing a lot on this channel going forward is something called game theory. Now, so it probably deserves its own video. I'm not going to go too much into what game theory actually is or what it represents, but you just need to know this about game theory. Game theory says that there are a lot of things in life, specifically in the financial world, that are actually big games. You have competitors, and those competitors are striving for a goal, and there is one outcome or one goal that it is going to be optimal. It's going to be the optimum goal, the optimum way, the optimum prize. And the way the players play the game involves strategy. And those strategies there are going to be some of those strategies that are really, really good, and some of those strategies that are not good. Some of those strategies that are really bad. Now, when it comes to just trying to figure out strategies in crypto, this is not your run-of-the-mill game, okay? This is not paper, rock, scissors. But even paper, rock, scissors has an optimum strategy. Scientists went and, researchers, I guess you would say, they went and they studied basically a bunch of people playing the game, and they figured out that there is an optimal strategy. An optimal strategy is if someone wins, let's say they win with scissors, they're more likely to play scissors the next go-round. So if you're playing someone and you lose, then your best strategy is going to be, if they use scissors, that they're probably going to use scissors again, most likely, and so you should use rock. Also, if you win, if other people know this strategy, then you should play something different than you just played. So there even is a strategy to rock, paper, scissors. But this is more like chess, what we're doing. chess, I've been really getting deep into chess lately, and there are so many things to learn about it, and so many different ways to play the game. Well, I'm looking at our new signs there. They look absolutely phenomenal. But there's so many ways to play the game, and that's really equivalent to how it is in crypto. There are so many different ways to play to win when it comes to crypto. So we're going to be looking a lot at what those optimal strategies are going to be. And we're going to be coming up with, I haven't decided the number yet, but somewhere between 4 to 6 philosophies of BitSquad investing. Like, what are our philosophies when it comes to investing? What are the foundational things that we have to look at, that we have to point at to say, okay, these are going to guide us. We have to have things to guide us. Like, don't just invest in 3 letters because someone random says so. Understand how to create your own, research tool arsenal, like that. Something like that's going to be in there. Thinking about the long term, obviously that's going to be, represented somehow. So I want to know down below in the comments, what are your philosophies of investing? What do you think the foundational tenets of investing in crypto need to be? I want to know, because maybe there's something I haven't thought about. So we're going to be developing this. I've got Michael Saylor interview coming up, actually interviewing him later today, and that interview is going to be coming out in 2 parts on Wednesday and Thursday. And then Friday, we're going to get back to this, and we're going to start talking about what are these philosophies of investing that we're going to be looking at, and how are we going to use those as guides, as curbs, if you will, like guardrails. How are we going to use these as guardrails in our investing? That doesn't mean you can't go outside of them a little bit, but they need to kind of come back around to reach back into what these guardrails are going to be. But here's the most important thing. We are going to win. We're going to win the game. Like, that's a beautiful thing, right? We're going to use these, and we are going to win the game. Someone is going to be able to come into this community, start watching our videos. We're going to always be going back to these core philosophies. We're always going to be going back to these, guardrails of investing. And we are going to be able to have someone come in this community, use these to their advantage, and over the long term, because it is a long-term game, they will win. They're going to be infallible. I mean, these are going to be things that if you go by these rules, there's virtually no way you can lose. Now, of course, you could lose on a day, you can lose on a week, you can lose on a month, you might even lose in a year. But over time, you are going to be able to use these in order to win. And the most important thing is the BitSquad here, that we all win together. If you don't win, I don't win. And like I said, I'm super competitive. So together, we all gonna make it. All right, guys, drop your comments down below. Let me know what your philosophies of investing are. Really looking forward to getting this stuff grounded and moving forward in this process together with you guys. That's all I got. Be blessed. Wow.